2022 is right around the corner. Here's the thing I want you to think about. What you do today is what you experience tomorrow. Oftentimes, I see people wait until January to start thinking about the year, their plan, their strategy, their resolutions, what they're going to do differently. They wait till January. The challenge with that is that means 2022 is already started. That time, that clock is already ticking, and we end up starting behind. We try to hit the ground running, but we've started partway through January because let's face it, we got to get through the holidays, New Year, getting kids back into school, getting our feet back under us, getting back to work. So by the time we really get going, we're partway through the first quarter. I'd like you to consider something a little bit different. Instead of starting your process for how you're going to make 2022 the most rocking year ever for you, the most breakthrough year possible, that's what I want for you. That's what I'm setting myself up for. I hope you'll come with me. I want you to think about starting that journey now, because what you do today is what you experience tomorrow. So why don't we start that journey now so that when 2022 hits, when that clock turns, we're not only ready, we've actually started momentum. We are ahead of the game. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a tool that I've used. In fact, I shared with this in depth in my 10-minute burst of innovation. I hope you'll sign up. The link is below. We do them every Monday. They're 10-ish minutes. We dive into an innovation topic. You bring the questions, your brilliance, I bring the innovation, and together we kickstart the week. That's our 10-minute burst of innovation. I talked about this in depth there, but I want to just give you an overview here so that you can think differently and start this process so that 2022 is breakthrough. Now, I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to put a little X on it, right, with 4 quadrants. And in one quadrant, I want you to put celebrate. Up in the top left, top right, calibrate. Bottom left, revive. Bottom right, rethink. Celebrate, calibrate, revive, rethink. And I want you to start thinking about those 4 quadrants and starting to fill them out about how 2021 went. Here's how I want you to think about them. Celebrate is all the things you did well, all the wins. It could be that you're really proud of yourself for being all in and going 110% on that project. The win could be you closed a new business, you launched a product. Whatever it is that you want to celebrate that happened in 2021, it goes in that quadrant. Then I want you to go over to calibrate. Now, calibrate might take a little bit more thought. Calibrate those things that, they're working. But if you just did a slight tweak, an adjustment, you recalibrated it just a little bit, you'd get even more success out of it, right? Those are the things that we just need to evolve. Like they're good, there's something there, but they need a little bit more. Fill that out. Then in the bottom left, I want you to go to revive. Now, this is one we don't often think about. It's one of my favorite quadrants, and that is, what are things that really worked for you that you left behind and stopped doing? I'll give you a quick example on this one, both in my personal and my professional life. All right, let's start with personal. So revive, right? These are things that really worked, and then you just kind of let them fall by the wayside. So in revive, for example, in my personal life, like I was drinking a gallon of water every single day, and that made me feel healthier. It made me lose weight. I didn't feel so bloated. I wasn't as hungry, right? A gallon of water. And then I started feeling so good, I forgot to drink the water. What happened? Well, all those other side effects started to creep in, right? Like I started getting a little more hungry. I was getting a little more tired. I wasn't as hydrated, so my performance at the gym wasn't as good. And I realized I need to revive that. I need to bring back my commitment to a gallon of water a day. On the professional side, one of the things that has led to great success for my business is picking up the phone and making, that's right, old school phone calls, sales, hawking it, just getting on the phone and talking to people about their needs, their day, our services, our solutions. I scaled our magazine, this magazine, really fast by picking up the phone. But then what happened? Well, I got busy. I got busy delivering, creating content, talking to clients, doing keynotes, right? All these things. And I stopped making the calls. Well, guess what? I hit a little bit of a sales cliff. So I'm going to bring that back and make sure that I revive it because it's something I should never leave behind. It works for my business. Phone calls work. So what are those things that maybe you've lost sight of because you got too busy, too distracted, you got the success and then kind of let them go by the wayside? We should never forget those. And what I love about this quadrant too is It's normally the simplest and almost most obvious things, isn't it? It's like, duh, phone calls, duh, drinking water, but we let them go by the wayside more often than not. So revive, love that quadrant. And then the last one is rethink. These are the things that, you know what? Let's just face it, they're not working and we should probably stop doing them. We really need to rethink this. Now, some of what you'll find in there maybe should move up to calibrate. Maybe it's like, it's not working the way I'm doing it, but if I did this edit, this tweak, it would. But you know what? There are things we should all stop doing. There are things that don't serve us, but we hold on to. Maybe it's because we put our time and our energy and our love into it. And we think, well, but I put so much into this, right? I don't want to let it go. It's really freeing to let it go. We need to clear space for the new. We can't clear space for the new if all we're doing is layering upon layering upon layering. We got to remove some stuff from the plate, open up that space. What I find is almost creates a vacuum for new things to come in. But that vacuum for new things, new opportunities can't exist if we try to do it all. So rethink is all about, what am I moving aside? What am I walking away from? What am I just closing the book on and saying, you know what? Here's some lessons learned out of that experience, but I'm moving on. All right, 2022. Remember, what you do today is what you experience tomorrow. So take a blank piece of paper, celebrate, calibrate, revive, and rethink. Start getting that momentum going. Now, on the other page in this magazine, you probably see there's some information about a challenge that we're doing in December. That's to walk you through a blueprint to get that momentum, to have a breakthrough year in 2022. I hope you'll join us there too.